Sports Minutes with Ziaul Raushan.
Money FM 89.3. It's time for Sports Minutes with me, Ziaul Raushan. All eyes on the national team this week with a Causeway derby against Malaysia looming large. Friendly, yes, but plenty at stake, including bragging rights as well as preparations ahead of that crucial doubleheader against India come October in the Asian Cup qualifiers on the road to Riyadh. In the dugout for Singapore will be a certain Gavin Lee, the man appointed interim head coach as the search for Sutuma Ogura's successor continues. Alongside Gavin will be a familiar face and a trusted lieutenant of his, Mustafic Fahrudin, who has taken up the role of interim assistant head coach. He, of course, is a two-time AFF Championship winner with the Lions, and he joins us on Sports Minutes. Farah, a huge welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm great.
Good to have you with us, Farah. Firstly, congratulations on the appointment. A huge honor, I'm sure.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. To be part of national team is a huge honor for me and same time privilege to be here again.
We spoke about this before we started recording. Is it a bit odd for you to have players you played with still in the squad? Haris, Safwan is one, and now you're their coach?
Yeah, definitely. It was a bit strange, but a few training then we used to it.
And when was this opportunity first mooted? Was it Gavin who called you and said, Farah, I need you with me?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's. I was back in Serbia on holiday. Then he called me. Then what other answer I can give if national team call you? I guess yes is just the answer.
Yeah, I can imagine yes being the immediate answer for the national team call. Also, did Gavin calling you play a part? Was it the familiarity with Gavin that helped?
Yeah, definitely. We have been working together in Tampines since 2018. I was still playing. He was assistant. Then later, I became his assistant. He head coach. Then we built some relationships. So also helps. Definitely, Gavin is playing big part.
Farah, let me ask you this just quickly on Tampines, right? When Gavin decided to leave, was there an opportunity for you to step up and take the head coach role?
Yeah, there was. The club actually offered me the head coach, but I just felt it's not the right time in the moment. Then in the end, I just say, okay, I take a break first. I focus on my coaching course and certificate, and no rush. I think head coach one sooner or later will happen, so no rush.
Is that your ultimate ambition one day, to be a head coach? Not necessarily national team, maybe club football?
Definitely. That's my target. But in the moment, I just feel I needed to be more time maybe to make this big decision because also, family thing, a lot of things, right? With the moment that I recognize there's the right situation, definitely that's my plan to one of the day to become a head coach.
And somehow it aligns. You turned down the opportunity to be head coach of Tampines, but here you are assistant head coach of the Lions. Let's talk about that. How did your time in Tampines prepare you for this role?
I think I was almost 6 years assistant with Gavin, very familiar with him, the way he works, working on the daily basis. I think 6 years, every week you have a games, a lot of preparation, a lot of training, a lot of planning. So yeah, definitely, I think I'm ready to help him.
And has the day-to-day been different for you? Because like you say, club football, a lot of time with the players, a lot of time in the week on the pitch, I guess. Now national team a bit different?
Yeah, it is different, definitely. I think one thing here for sure is not enough time. So whatever you want to try, you try to squeeze in. So most of the players come from the different club, different style, different way of playing. So you have not much time to put all this together. So yeah, we're working very hard on it to try to not just on the pitch, but off the pitch here. When we are here in the hotel, we try to spend a lot of time on the team level meetings, group meetings, individual meetings. So yeah, we try to use as much time as we can to give them as much information as possible. So far, everything is perfect. I think the training really hard. They try to maximum every training. As I say, we're spending a lot of time, even more time we spend in hotel during those video session, right, and on the beach. But overall, I think that most of them trying their best to impress us and then to get ready as much as they can for the game in Malaysia.
Farah, I'm asking you this because you're a former player as well, right? You talk about spending a lot of time in the team hotel, video meetings, team bonding. How important is that aspect as well as the on-pitch aspect?
It's very important. I think this day coaching, that's become normal things to do. I think when I was playing, not much of this. To be honest, very, very few. Yeah, it was still whiteboard with the marking. I think this time is over. Now the video it's shown that that's the best way, that we record every training, then we go back, then we review, then we can, when you sit back in hotel, then you're cutting the clips and everything, you can see the problems, you can see the good stuff. So yeah, you try to balance. We all have here individual responsibility as a coaches, working with the groups, with the individuals, then you can show them a good stuff, you can show them things they need to improve on. As I say, national team, we don't have much time, so you really video things and all these things in hotel can really help you. So I think that's today football, modern football. That's normal.
And I know Gavin himself is a huge advocate of video. I've had the privilege of speaking to many players who play for him, and he loves to send videos on WhatsApp at late nights and all that, right? And he's got quite a reputation, Gavin. I want to ask you, Farah, you know Gavin so well. What makes him so special?
I think preparation. I think the guy, the way he prepares is just another level. I think that the number of hours he's spending preparing, watching, analyzing his own team, opponent is just another level, I think. So preparation, I played so many coaches, under many coaches, but the way he planned, the way he prepares, just another level.
And where do you fit in? Where does Farah fit in as his right-hand man?
I guess if he's preparing, I think he's torturing me. I have to prepare also, so I have to follow him. So I'm trying my best too. It's not easy. The guys, as I say, it's very difficult to follow him, but I'm trying my best. But what get us, I think we are different character. I will say we have sometimes different opinion. Obviously, the way of football is very clear. We both like the way we have been playing. But sometimes I will say the differences we both have potentially is that the thing that get us together. Sometimes that's my job also, sometimes to tell him something that maybe he don't like to hear, something he don't agree, and in the end he's the head coach. Let him deal with that and then let him in the end decide what he wants.
What's Gavin like when you give him feedback, when you challenge him on something? Is he open to debate it with you?
He is open to debate, but he will think, and then I think if it's something very sensible, something makes sense, most of the time, I guess he will consider that.
Farah, let's talk about Malaysia, which is happening on 4th September. That's a big game, even if it's a friendly, right? Away from home, it's going to be quite the challenge, especially against this Malaysian team.
Yeah, definitely. They're really now a very good team. We have been watching them. We have been analyzing them. They're totally different team now. A lot of foreign-born players. It's going to be very challenging. But at the same time, for us, it's a great opportunity to prepare for what's coming in India, two legs here and in India. So we purposely choose this kind of difficult games. We could go easily choose some easy opponent, but we want to challenge ourselves. We want to challenge our players, the fans dealing with the Bukit Jalil atmosphere, all this. So I guess overall after that game, we all will benefit and to arrive against these two games in October as best possible way.
Farah, I'm aware that you yourself are a player who joined and represented Singapore via the foreign talent scheme, right? You mentioned that this Malaysia team being very different. What do you think about assembling a squad using so many foreign-based players or heritage players?
I guess that over the years, they see that things are not moving forward. So I think this is another step. They try to do the things, try to change the things. They look now totally new national team with a lot of players. And they're selecting some really good players from the really good profile. So I think in future, definitely Malaysia will be the really, really strong team. So they find their way. So let's see how far they can go.
And Farah, speaking of Malaysia, you're a former player. You've represented Singapore on the pitch before. Is there something a bit extra when you play Malaysia?
Always extra against Malaysia. It's not just a game. I think that the fans that those that make so much different. I think here in Singapore and in Malaysia, I think for me now when you talk about this, people ask you memories. I think Malaysia is up there for me, just now before the show, we talk about Suzuki Cup 2012. I think first game, opening game, full stadium. We beat them 3-0, suddenly silent. That's amazing feeling too. So yeah, against Malaysia is always special. So at the same time, great challenge for the players.
You talk about 2012 beating Malaysia 3-0. Do you recall your goal against Malaysia in 2011?
2011, the World Cup qualifiers. Is it?
Yes.
I remember because the one easy to remember. I don't score many goals from the open play. Most of my goals are from penalty. So yeah, I remember that goal. That was a nice goal.
Alexander Duric to Haris Harun. Haris Harun heads it on. You bomb forward into the box. What a wonderful goal. Must have been special scoring against Malaysia.
Yeah, it was special. Especially it was a World Cup qualifiers. But sound a bit strange. Alex Duric to Haris to me. Then I score. Sound like a basketball, but okay. In the end, it was a good goal.
Absolutely. We can spend all day talking about those highs, right? But here we are in Singapore and the football is not what it used to be, but we are working towards it, I guess. You talk about Malaysia being a difficult assignment. Between you and Gavin, what are the markers you're looking for in the Malaysia game in preparation for India?
Again, as I say, we purposely choose Malaysia. Strong opponent, very good team, good crowd. We want to prepare ourselves as best as we can because the games against India, they are those potentially the biggest for me in history of Singapore football. I think we put ourselves after these two games, potentially we have a better picture of what's going to happen. So the preparation for these two games are crucial. So Malaysia is a perfect fit for that. After that, we have Myanmar here in Singapore. So yeah, these two games is equally important as Indian games. How are we going to arrive before India? So yeah, we're just expecting good game.
And Farah, when we touched on Singapore football where it is, right, you were part of the last team that won silverware for Singapore back in 2012. Now that you're a coach, is there almost extra motivation for you to try and get this right for Singapore football?
Yeah, I think, but it was nice feeling to win, but we have to understand it's 13 years ago as well, so many things change, new generation, new players. But to be honest, I think this generation now, current generation with national team, they have opportunity to achieve something which nobody achieved ever before. You know, I will give all my silverware, all my medals for the playing one game on the Asian Cup. I think Asian Cup is a massive competition. So I think our boys, this is something that we try to put in our players also, that the importance of qualifying, not just for you as a player, but in general for Singapore football, because over the years has been not the best for us. So I think these two games against India, India is really massive games. So these boys can achieve something which potentially nobody done before, but the generation after them will remember.
And I'm sure the fans will remember that for a long time to come. Farah, my final question to you is, if I told you back in 2002, when you first arrived in Tampines as a young kid, right, that you'd be one day part of Singapore's national team setup as assistant coach, would you have believed me, and how would you have felt?
I will not believe. I tell you a lawyer. I will never believe it that. But you see, football sometimes amazing. 2002, I was 20 years old. I just Singapore come as a first opportunity for me. I come for 1 year, let's try. Here I am, 23 years later, assistant coach. Amazing. So I think this only can happen in football. Sometimes the stories football can write is just amazing.
And speaking of stories to write, there's plenty to write for Singapore. As someone who's won silverware, could you just perhaps speak to the fans and tell them why they should get behind the Lions ahead of September and October?
I think we all have some frustrated time in the past. I think now we reached the stage where we really all have to go together and stay behind this team, support this team. I think we are not aware how big these two games can be against India, how good position they will put us in the generation of young footballers they're playing now or they will play. They can do it. So we need all of them to stick behind this team and support this team. These boys, they need that. I think they all need that. So hopefully we can all achieve the goal.
Majula Singapura, Farah, it's been absolutely brilliant speaking to you. Thank you so much for your time and all the best for what lies ahead.
Thank you for having me.
Sports Minutes on Money FM 89.3.